Hello everyone, I'm Harvey and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I finished 4th overall and 1st in England in the 2021 season in FPL, and I would like to share some tips and tricks to help you along your FPL journey. Let's dive straight into it. So reviewing my last game week score, so I got 62 points, which is 8 above the average of 54. Quite a good week really in terms of the amount of returns I actually got. So obviously HAALAND captain again, slightly disappointing, but again he did score. I was, as I said in the previous video, considering triple captaining him, but yeah, I decided to go against it in the end, which kind of paid off because he only got a goal and no bonus, so he came away with a 6-pointer. So saving that for a later week I think was the right play. It just depends what happens in that week that I eventually play it. But yeah, in terms of the midfield, apart from Rodgers, they all returned. So Palmer got a goal and 3 bonus. His baseline bonus is unbelievable. So that's basically the potential that he gets any bonus despite not getting any returns. So I think he's alongside Cunha, the Wolves striker. He's one of the best in the league for that. So that's why he gets 3 bonus all the time. Every time he returns in the match, and the same with Salah as well really. Similar situation, he scored a goal and got all 3 bonus as well. So yeah, they're 2 players to look out for in terms of if you're looking for more points in FPL, which sounds quite obvious, but yeah, they're just consistently delivering as midfielders, and that's why HAALAND doesn't get any bonus, because he actually loses bonus point system points every time he misses a big chance. So I think it's -3, but yeah, in terms of the actual bonus he receives, unless he scores multiple goals, as you can see here, so he scored 2 against Brentford, he got all 3 bonus, but if he scores 1, he kind of needs another return in order to make it to the bonus points leaderboard, if that makes sense. So yeah, as you can see, he didn't get any bonus against Southampton, but it's quite complicated in FPL. So the moral of the story is, if you aim for midfielders rather than forwards in terms of the bonus point system, then I think you'll be a lot better off, and that's the case with Mbeumo as well. His second goal was quite lucky really against Ipswich. It was a cross shot that eventually made it past Muric, but I'm not going to complain. Again, he got 3 bonus. It was a 15-pointer, a massive haul from him. He was my vice captain, so maybe in a world where I didn't have HAALAND, I would have captained him, which, yeah, in hindsight is probably the best thing to do. But I was speaking about HAALAND in the later part of this video in terms of my transfer plans, but obviously 8 Newry came through with a goal, a 6-pointer despite conceding 2 goals and getting a yellow card. There was a point in the game where he was on for 0 points, and then he scored in the not the last minute but towards the end of the game, which, yeah, he's just brilliant, and I think a lot of people are trying to bring him in this week. He's already risen to 4.6 million. I bought him for 4.4 a couple of weeks back, so yeah, really happy with him, and he will be starting in the team selection. And the only real disappointment, well, there's quite a few to be honest, but Raya got a 0-pointer. It was Liverpool at home, but he got a yellow card as well, which meant that he came away with 0 points. Just Arsenal's defence in general has just been so disappointing really every time that I've played him. But yeah, hopefully with the fixtures going forward, he will improve, fingers crossed. And then the 2 other forwards apart from HAALAND, obviously HAALAND did score, but it wasn't the greatest amount of points. But yeah, both the Dom Calvert-Lewin is just awful. I brought him in, I believe it was game week 6 or maybe 5 when that fixture run started, and he's blanked every single week since I've brought him in. He has still got 5 decent fixtures coming up, so I'm not going to sell him straight away, and I've still got money tied up in him as well because I bought him for 5.9 and he's 6 mil still. I don't know how he hasn't dropped in price yet, but I'm sure that'll happen eventually if he keeps blanking. And then Dom Solanke, arguably even more disappointing than the other Dom, because yeah, his goal threat is awful. 0.29 against Brighton, but he had no expected goals, which is awful. And then against West Ham, I think it was 0.08. And then similar against Palace, he got 0.02, which is worse than some centre-backs in the league, which is alarming. But he has got decent fixtures coming up in terms of the next two before the City away fixture. So I'm going to hold him probably until that Ipswich at home fixture and then look to move him on. But yeah, it's just been really disappointing, and yeah, it wasn't a great transfer in, despite getting an assist in the first week that I brought him in game week 7. But yeah, we can't, beggars can't be choosers. So this is my team selection for game week 10, which is a Saturday morning deadline, not Friday evening like last week. But so I've got Ryan goal. I don't have a secondary backup keeper. Some people have Fabianski, who actually started against United last game week. If you do have him, I probably might consider him over Raya if Gabriel is out, but I've just heard from Arteta's press conference, and Gabriel should be fine, but we all know Mikel Arteta's just a blatant liar sometimes. So, but yeah, obviously if Gabriel is out, then I would look to play Fabianski instead if you do have him. But in my case, I have Valdemarsson, who's a non-playing goalkeeper, so he's staying on my bench. In terms of the back three, it's Robinson against Brentford. Obviously not the greatest fixture because I've got Mbeumo that clashes with him, but he's he's the best of a bad bunch really in terms of my defenders, because as you can see on the bench, I've got Konsa, who's playing Tottenham away, and Greaves, who's red flagged at the moment with a hamstring injury, so I haven't really got much choice. And obviously Ait-Nouri's, yeah, he's a mainstay in the team at the moment. If you're looking to bring him in this week, he is on 4 yellow cards, which means he's 1 away from suspension. But yeah, the fixtures coming up are so good that you can hold him until Christmas really. Yeah, as you can see, it's just the sea of green coming up. So yeah, if you do have him or you're looking to bring him in, I wouldn't look too much into the 4 yellow card situation. And then obviously I've got Wout Faes against Ipswich away, but I actually see Leicester potentially grinding out a result here against Ipswich away. Hopefully that is the case, because obviously I've got a Leicester defender. I think this is the only week that I need to trust him in the next sort of 10 game weeks. Yeah, as the fixtures begin to turn in 16. But yeah, he's just a bench player normally, so he's just filling in for the injury that I have with Greaves, because obviously I'd probably play the Ipswich at home fixture, so in terms of Greaves being there instead of Faes. But yeah, he's on the bench because obviously he's injured, so Faes is in. Obviously I've got Palmer, United away. I think he's even a captaincy option if I didn't have Salah and Haaland this week. He's just such a great player, and he's really passing the eye test as well. If you actually watch the games that he's competing in, the first goal for Chelsea against Newcastle was just unbelievable. Although he didn't get anything for it, he played the pass that split through the Newcastle defence, and then we eventually crossed it through to Jackson, who tapped it in. So yeah, he's just one of the best players in the Premier League at the moment, and he's definitely not leaving my team anytime soon. Especially after the Man United, well, that's probably an easy fixture nowadays, but especially after the Arsenal home fixture, his fixture is just unbelievable. So yeah, I'll probably bring in Jackson as well against Leicester away, but obviously that's in hindsight and looking into the future. So yeah, obviously Palmer's in there, and then Rodgers, he's probably a little dodgy in terms of my selection, because I haven't got much choice. I've got Semenyo against City at home on the bench, who are actually without a few defenders, Man City, so potentially I could play Semenyo over Rodgers, but I just see Tottenham away as a good fixture as well, because defensively they're not as sound as we thought they might be, with Van de Ven out injured. I'm not sure if he's out for this weekend, but it did look quite serious in the game midweek against City in the Carabao Cup, so I think there'll be a weakened defence this weekend. So Rodgers is in. Obviously Salah, captain. Yeah, it's between him and Haaland obviously, and I think I'm just favouring the home fixture and the fact that he's so good for baseline bonus, as I've discussed previously. So yeah, he's in, and the captaincy for this week. And Mbeumo, Fulham away, obviously that's a decent fixture as well. It's just a shame, as I mentioned before, that he clashes with Robinson, but yeah, I can't I can't dictate that in terms of my options on the bench, because obviously got Semenyo against City at home. And then the three forwards, the most disappointing front three that anyone owns, really. So Calvert-Lewin against Southampton away. Beto did come on and score in the previous fixture for Everton against Fulham to get a point, but I just see Dominic Calvert-Lewin still starting after that. I think Dyche will want to build his confidence up because he is the main striker in that Everton team. I could be eating my words by the weekend, but yeah, he's in there, and hopefully he finally gets a return this week. Now, Solanke is a bit of an issue in my team. Obviously, he's got Villa and then Ipswich at home in the next two fixtures. I might just hold him until after the Ipswich at home fixture, despite him only having 3 shots in 4 games, which is probably worse than some centre-backs in the league. So, yeah, he's a bit of a worry at the moment, but I'm not going to do anything with him. Obviously, I've still got money tied up in him as well, because I bought him for 7.6 and obviously he's 7.7 now. So if his price does drop, then it won't affect me. So yeah, he's just in there for now. I'll monitor the Villa game and then Ipswich home game and then go from there. So I'm not going to make any rash decisions. I've seen people bring in Cunha. I really like that pick. Again, he's just brilliant for baseline bonus. So if he gets a goal, he normally gets 3 bonus. So yeah, if you do have the money, he actually rose overnight. So he's 6.6 now. So if you want to bring him in, he's obviously, you have to bear that in mind. But yeah, he's probably the best forward to bring in this week, in my opinion. And then I've got HAALAND, vice-captain against Bournemouth away. Although City are missing a few players, I think I'm just going to hold HAALAND in terms of not transferring him out for this week. There is a world where I can sell him down to Acuna and then upgrade my defence. So, for example, Greaves to Trent, or maybe a premium defender like Guardiola, but I have no motivation to do that because I think the Palmer, Salah, Haaland teams at the moment are pretty hard to come by, because obviously it sinks a lot of cost in terms of your team. So yeah, I think I'm just going to hold on to this differential, if you like, in having those 3 premiums and hope that they return in the next few. But Haaland's fixtures do actually turn in the near future if it eventually loads. So Brighton away, obviously Tottenham at home is not a bad fixture, and then Liverpool away. But after that, the fixtures aren't that bad actually. So unless I hold him until the Chelsea at home fixture in 23, and then obviously that fixture turn is really bad. So I might just hold him until then, because I've seen a lot of people sell him, as engaged managers sell him this week, which I find crazy, really, because he's put up, I think it's 2.3 expected goals against Southampton, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2.33. So yeah, he's definitely staying this week, and I probably won't make a transfer personally. So yeah, just going to play it safe, and then I will be up to 4 free transfers for next week, and then I can dissect my team if I wish to do so. But yeah, this is the team for this week.
Thank you for watching this episode. If you could please like, subscribe and comment on what I should do next, that would be great. See you in the next one.